was primed to fall in love with the West, growing up watching Saturday morning kid shows. Most of you will remember Sky King, My Friend Flicka, Zorro. But my favorite was Sugarfoot. Sugarfoot made me love the tumbleweed. I wanted to grow up and be carefree as the tumbleweed.
We are at Horsethief Campground. We weren't sure where we were going to stay tonight, but I saw this on the map and we got here and there were spots. And I wanted to give you a tip. I think I've shared this before. This is a BLM campground. $20, $10 for it if you have the senior access pass. And you fill out these slips and you put them on the post, and people never take them off, and the hosts never take them off. So if you get to a campground, you see these on here on the post, you might think it's taken, but you got to check the dates. So check the date and then you can camp there. But also, John reminded me that my great-great-grandfather was a horse thief. Apparently he left Spain because he had stolen a horse and came to the US via Alabama, of all places.
And now there's a campground named for him.
Yes, he and I'm sure a lot of other people. This BLM campground has 45 sites and no water, no hookups obviously. They do have vault toilets, and they have bike trails and hiking trails. So if you bring your mountain bike, there are some great spots to ride around here. And we're not very far from Deadhorse State Park, which is really hard to get into, but we were really lucky and I was able to find a spot there for the next 2 nights after this. So we'll check that out. Off to Deadhorse Point. The good news is that e-bikes are allowed on the trails here, and we picked up a map. This spot is awesome. Look, you got your in the shade picnic area. You can put the grill out here. Oh, look at this. They even have this little cupboard here. This is really nice. $40 a night. And of course, a fire pit. Okay, I'm gonna get the moonshade up and take the bikes off. The road into the park ends at the Overlook, so our first order of business was to ride our bikes out to the point. At both Horsethief and Deadhorse, nighttime temperatures didn't get below the low 50s. We slept with our back doors open, and it was so still you could hear a pin drop. After breakfast, it was a morning bike ride and then a hike. Okay, this is the Intrepid Trail. Bikers yield to hikers. Do not bike on hiking-only trails. No dogs. Stay on trails. Okay, here we go. There are spots where you have to walk up, but we're not the only ones. Crash. Oh. We're at Big Chief Canyon Overlook, And here is the view. We're taking a 5er with Fig Newtons.
Talk about a stick in the mud.
We are going to hike the West Rim Trail, which goes out to 2 different overlooks. Forgot which 2 we're going to do.
Rim.
Oh, the Rim Overlook and the Schaefer. Okay. Here's the first overlook, Rim Overlook, 0.25 miles. This away. And we have it all to ourselves. It's not like the Grand Canyon where they're just swarming with people. Wow, look at this. Watch for the rock cairns, because you can get off the trail really easily, like we just did. We are back, and it's 6:13. So what was that, a couple hours? Just to give you an idea of how close these 3 areas are to each other, here's Horsethief Campground, Deadhorse, and now we're headed to Moab so that we can upload video, get supplies, and then figure out where we go from here. Okay, video's uploaded, food has been purchased, laundry is done. John did all the laundry, even folded it. And if you need water or to dump your tanks, you can do it at the Maverick in wherever we are, Moab, and it's free. Moab is a zoo, so we're gonna try to get out of town somewhere and find a spot to stay. It's on, right now it's, what's the temperature? It says 97, that's not 97, is it?
Mid-80s.
Mid-80s, somewhere in there. In pure tumbleweed fashion, we headed west on Interstate 70 while I checked all my apps for either BLM campgrounds or dispersed camping. The Green River looked like a good option, so we got off the interstate at the small town of Green River, following a paved road to Swasey Beach Campground. We lucked out. We wanted to get away from the maddening crowd in Moab, and I saw this spot on all trails, not all trails, all stays, called Swasey's or Swasey's or something like that. It has there are 12 sites. It's a BLM campground, so there's just vault toilets, but we got the Green River behind us back here, and some guy was just pulling out when we pulled in. Got our moonshade up. And there is a beach here, so if you want to go swimming in the Green River, you can. At the campground, the road becomes dirt and goes up to the Nefertiti landing, where you can launch your inflatables and float down to the campground. I'm tired. That beat me up a bit.
You're stopping here for?
Fig Newtons. Oh, that's cold. And Gaius says there's some petroglyphs nearby. We just found the petroglyphs right by the side of the road. They are big. Big, like, what do you think? It's elk? It's like elk, doesn't it, John? Wow, those are cool. And why is there always graffiti? Gosh. Wow. I said if we had the time and they had space, it would be fun to do a float trip from Nefertiti down to where we're camped. I don't know how many miles it is, but the guy on the boat said that from here to Nefertiti was only 2 miles, but it felt like 20.
So far, we've been steering clear of the crowds and national parks. It's easy to do in Utah. Just set yourself free like a tumbleweed and keep rolling along. Thanks for watching. See you soon.